Hello, solo travelers, and welcome to another episode right here on your channel, The Solo Traveler. So, I am getting ready to go to London, and as you all know, that involves finding a place to stay. It's on the checklist, right? And London being London, there are hundreds of options when it comes to places to stay. So, I was looking at apartments and hotels. I was overwhelmed. It's a lot of options. So eventually I found a place to stay, an apartment that was ideal. I booked it and I'm good to go. Thankfully, that's done and over with. But I remember that while I was searching, several listings caught my attention. And let's just say that they just looked too good to be true. And so that got me thinking, what's up with these? Are these real? What's the deal with these? Eventually, that curiosity led me to make this video. And so I came up with 6 red flags that you should be looking at or you should pay attention to if you're booking an apartment, okay, for your next vacation or travel plans, whatever it is. These red flags are totally at the top of the list when it comes to things that you should be paying attention to. Without further ado, here is the very, very first one. Those listings that include the host, email, or phone number. This is probably the biggest red flag. And did you know that the most common and popular booking websites they actually ban direct contact outside of their platform to deter scammers and, of course, to protect their commission. But nevertheless, we all benefit from that. So companies like Airbnb, Vrbo, and Booking.com can detect and remove obvious attempts to include email addresses. But scammers, very creative. They have found ways to try and beat the system. In some cases, by adding an email to the property photo or description. Then, to top it off, suggesting that you contact them directly so you can get the better deal. Just don't. The next red flag is those hosts that suggest you avoid paying through the website. Just don't. Just avoid any listings or any hosts that ask you to pay outside the booking company's website. One of the most common ways to scam you is simply to ask you to send payment by bank transfer. Personally, I don't like them. I don't like bank transfers, or I try to avoid them, especially to other countries. So imagine having to call an international bank, trying to get your money back after you found out you've been scammed. That's a tough one. I don't want to try that. I don't want to do it. I'd rather call my credit card company and deal with them directly, okay? The next red flag is URLs sent by email. And you've probably seen several imitation Airbnb or Vrbo websites set up by scammers that look convincing. You probably seen articles about travelers getting scammed, etc. But that's another subject. But anyways, if you're ever asked to log into your account via one of these URLs that you get by email, just don't do it. Just go to the booking company's website and then do it there. So please, whatever you do, don't click on that for Airbnb or any other similar looking URL. The next red flag is that is those properties that look too good or too cheap to be true, because they probably are. So do this. Next time you come across one of those, try a reverse image search on the photos of the property. If you're on Google Chrome, for example, right click on the image and choose search image with Google Lens. The reason you should do that is because many scammers use the same picture for several listings. If you find that the same picture is being used for several properties, it's probably a scam. The next red flag, those property listings with no guests review. This could be new listings, to be fair, and and it's not going to be fair for someone starting out legitimately renting the property for me to say that just don't do it. You can actually get good deals on new listings. However, that has to be up to you. And if by any reason you're unsure, why take the plunge? A couple of things, that you can do. One of them is you can get into the host profile. It's usually on the listing, and see if that host has other properties that have reviews. The second thing you can do is you can call or email the booking company and inquire about the host. See if they have if the host has complied with all of their guidelines. Their identity has been verified, no violations, complaints, etc. If that still doesn't convince you, why risk it? Generally, legit hosts will usually have many reviews of stays at their property. Okay. The next one on the list: multiple listings on one profile. At one point, there was an Airbnb account with 63 listings. 62 were fakes with email addresses embedded. What happened? The real owner's account was hacked. There are genuine agents with several listings using different booking websites, but still, if you're in doubt, just look for a host then with a single listing. End of the story. All right. All right. Well, that concludes the list. But before I go, I just want to point out that as a backup, to check if you're on a legit site, on the URL bar, you should look for a lock image next to the website you're looking at. If you cannot see it, get out of that website immediately. Reputable companies or websites will have that image, no exceptions. That lock basically means that the info you're inputting into the website is encrypted. So no lock image means that you are looking at a potentially fake URL. So just keep that in mind. All right. All right, that'll be all for today. If you have any questions, any comments, or I missed anything, please use the comments section below. But don't forget to share, like the video if you think that the information, is valuable, will be valuable for somebody else. All right. But don't forget to subscribe too. All right. Anyways, thank you all for watching, for your support. And as always, safe travels, my friends.